How's it going, everybody? I hope you're having a really good day. I'm going to ask you two questions right off the bat. What are your gifts, and how are you using them? You know, it's pretty obvious that there are forces in the world right now that are doing everything they can to keep us divided, to keep us at each other's throats, so that they can grab all the power and control that they can. And if you look at them very closely, you'll see that their actions come from a place of fear, come from a very, very deep wound. And the results of that wound have been pretty fucking horrific in a lot of cases. But here's the thing. In the midst of all of that, it's also obvious, if you look, that a lot of us are starting to pull together and come into the world from a place of compassion, a place of inclusivity and love. Doctors, artists, musicians, social activists, politicians, so many of us are taking the gifts that we've been given and carrying them into the world to serve the greater good. A teacher of mine told me many, many years ago, I have a gift, but the power is not mine. And there was another teacher, a very dear friend and elder, who said to me one time, the true definition of humility is being able to take credit for the things that you've done and being able to give credit to others for the things that they've done. In order to serve the world with our gifts, we have to be able to identify what those gifts are. We have to be able to name them. We have to be able to know them. And that requires us going inside and getting rid of all of those feelings of unworthiness and shame and fear, and asking the hard questions like, what really happens if I step out into the world with this? What happens to my life if I do this? The difference between a present and a gift is this. A present is something that's given to us, specifically for us. We open it, we enjoy it, it serves us. A gift is something that we give away to others for their enrichment. Think about a world-class musician or an athlete whom you've seen doing whatever it is that they do. And inevitably, maybe you or somebody else in the room has said, wow, they really have a gift. How would you know that unless they were offering it? And so that's the thing. It takes bravery. It takes dedication. Because when we really stand in the presence of our gift, it will shape us. It will change our lives. It will turn us into whatever is necessary to bring it into the world. And it doesn't have to be some big, world-encompassing gift. It can be something simple. It can be something small. Maybe you bake cookies. Maybe you're a good mom, a good dad, a good babchi, a good poppy. Maybe you do hospice volunteer work. Maybe you're a crossing guard. Maybe you are a world-class physician or an athlete, writer. Whatever the case is. In order to know, in order to serve, you have to claim your gift. It's taken me quite a few years, but I've come to the place of knowing that there are three things that I have to offer this world. I can talk, I can write, and I can hold space. And those three things have driven me forward, especially in the last few years, through these videos, through a book of poetry I'm currently having published about spiritual homelessness and spiritual healing, through my one-on-one work with others, through the monthly ceremonies that we gather for here, where people come to sit and hold space with one another and find healing. These are all very simple things, but the depth of the impact of these things upon my life is something I can't even begin to measure. And these things require one thing from me. They require me to show up for them. And showing up means saying yes with every fiber of our being. It means being able to allow in the things that foster these gifts. And it means being able to cut away the things that don't. And when that happens, if you can do that, your life will change. These gifts will shape you according to their needs. They will heal you if you allow them to, if you're committed. And so I'm going to ask you one last time, what are your gifts and how are you using them? Till next time.